Hi, everyone. I'm here today for our third live this morning. Today, I'm speaking with Ronni Whisner. I cannot wait to show you what she has to offer. So let me get off of this for a minute, and now I can see you. All right. So salontraining.com, if you're just now seeing this, whether you're seeing it on YouTube or podcast or the replay, today was our soft opening for a company called salontraining.com. It is a website that is basically a platform directory hub. We've had it a bunch of different names right now while we're committing on one. But anyway, it is a directory for the beauty industry, for professionals. They can find live trainers. They can find education that are in person, virtual. I'm talking to my cell phone. Hold on. My phone is up right now and I can hear the echo. So you can find different trainers. You can find all their information, such as their social media links. You can find their emails, their Facebooks, all their search, everything. So we're going to be talking to Ronni, and I think I just spoke so much. I'm like, blah, 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 after the third one today. I am so excited that you're here. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been an esthetician for a little over 10 years now. I have owned other businesses, but I currently own a spa where I live here in Columbus, Ohio. And I do training in person, virtually, all of that for aesthetics.
Right. And you were on our first salontraining.com because I know some of my teammates and myself took one of your classes before. I keep telling you, your brilliance was amazing on what you do and how you deliver and teach. Your lighting is so perfect whenever you're in the classes. So whenever you see Ronnie's classes up there and you're really wanting to learn a lot more, I would highly, highly, highly suggest you jumping onto one of her classes, whether they're in person or virtual. And I know I was going to save this for later, but we're talking about it anyway. I am thrilled that you may be coming to Pennsylvania to teach because in April 24th and 25th, if you save the dates, we're looking at doing a Seven Springs hair show. And there'll be some live education. And I know you are looking at being one of the trainers there. So tell us a few things what you might teach there or some classes that you are going to have online.
Yeah, so after talking with you, and I think a lot of people in the industry are like this, just from everything being virtual. A lot of people want to get back to that hands-on, in-person training, and so I think what would be really exciting is doing, a demo class of some sort, aesthetic-wise, for whatever service that people are really wanting to introduce to their salon or spa. That's something that I definitely can teach there.
Okay, and you mentioned, let's talk about all the different things that you teach because you have a wide variety. And it's such a great topic about eyelash extensions and tinting. Can you go down the list of different ones that you teach?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as hands-on training, it's pretty much all aesthetics. So any advanced training somebody would need under their scope. I know in Ohio, we're kind of limited on a few different things, but there's quite a bit that I can teach hands-on. So whether that be dermaplaning, lash lifts, brow lamination, waxing, lash extensions, the list just goes on. So really any aesthetic service, and that's more in the realm of just what you would learn in school, but advanced training, and then also something maybe you wouldn't learn in school, like dermaplaning or something like that.
That's great. And microblading too, correct?
Yeah, I do microblading. I'm working on putting together a class for that, so that hopefully will be up fairly soon.
I know that that's been asked a lot in Pennsylvania if we were going to have that one. So I'm really excited that you may be working with that too.
Yeah.
All right. And then you were also, today's topic is more ways to market other than just social media. Social media is huge, but there are also other ones that I think we're kind of missing, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your tips for social media. I mean, for marketing other than social media.
Absolutely. So with marketing, I think a lot of people think marketing is like they just think of social media a lot of the time. But what I've found another passion of mine is learning about marketing and the different ways that you can get into it. So for millennials and Gen Z, we're noticing from research that I can speak as a millennial, are using social media a lot less. And that could be because of a few different reasons, but I think one of the main reasons is that social media has really gotten, I feel like, saturated in our industry. It's a little bit harder to stick out from other people or be unique. But as far as like using social media, people feel like it's become political, or there's a lot of stuff going on that's like aside from what you got on before, where I started with like MySpace, it was there to connect with your friends, you would hang out. It's a really cool concept. And Facebook came up right along as a very similar concept. But I think it just turned into something that wasn't really what we wanted social media to be used for. And so it's gotten a little harder for people to want to be on it. They might feel like they can't be opinionated, or they might feel a little unsafe being on social media. So I think people are noticing, okay, there's less people on social media, or maybe there are less people seeing, what actually I'm posting. So as far as it being like oversaturated, people have to understand that like you are one business within a city of, X amount of businesses. We're not competing with everybody on social media, somebody in another state. So it can get really hard to get people to see your post when they could see someone from an hour away and they're outdoing you in views or whatever that is. So I think obviously there's a way to stand out. It just takes a lot of effort and work. So really what I've found is I think since the pandemic, people have forgotten about other things that you can market with. So it's not just social media, but I think because that's all we had, was online, that's all we really could do. So I think the main thing you would want to use your social media for, obviously, is a billboard. So really the social media page that you have, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, that might show, that you're active, that you are seeing clients regularly and you're posting, whether that's once a month, once a week, or daily. Maybe you can show recent trainings that you've completed, or your personality. Maybe you like making funny reels. And I think to me, showing more of your personality really is where it's at. To stand out. And then maybe your skill set, befores and afters, all of that, and then links to like your booking and your info to, get to actually seeing you in person. I think that's all good, but how are people going to get to that social media page? I think sometimes is the struggle. It's not like people always just like land on your site. So pretty much, there's some ways to get people to your social media, or your social media is really the hub to get to your website or where your menu is. So different things that you could do, which is actually also called the promotional mix or the marketing mix, that a lot of people don't remember, maybe have never been taught in school, especially in aesthetic school or even salon school training. But other things would be, advertising. People think advertising is marketing, and it's not. It's a whole separate thing within marketing. That would be like classified ads, newspapers, magazines, things that show some sort of a link to a particular page that you want them to go to, and like a call to action that is going to prompt them to want to learn more about you. That's how I would use advertising more, would be in that way. Another way would be public relations. So you really want to focus on generating positive publicity for your business. So whether that's advertorials, press releases, media kits, different things like that, that's really going to help you look good and gets people thinking, oh, that seems like a really cool place or really cool professional. I want to learn more about them. Speaking more on publicity, which is actually free media attention, which is huge. Almost like what we're doing right now in a way, I guess, doing an interview, talking about what I do, doing things like this is really nice, but also community service, attending civic events, or volunteering maybe your spa or salon services to promote a worthy cause. Maybe October, you want to do a breast cancer awareness, drive or something like that you want to, have at your spa. But one other one would be direct marketing. So it would be like your coupons, postcards, sales letters. This is a huge one that I feel like nobody utilizes anymore. I don't think people get as many of like their guests or clients' addresses to mail them special little notes. It doesn't even have to be like, come back in, get 10% off. You don't even have to offer them a discount, but just like a cute little note saying, hey, I miss you. And like, how was your vacation in June? I haven't seen you. I want to hear about it. Little things like that, I think, are super helpful to the client because they feel more value that way. And then personal selling, which most of us do when we're with our client and all of that, whether that's just interpersonal communication skills, like developing that through finding out what clients need or want within the service, asking those questions, maybe viewing your sales and keeping track of that, what promotions are working, what aren't. And that way you can push more something if you need to.
Can we talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
Knowing their sales numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but I have talked to many stylists through the years, and even, some of my team members early on. That's
Mhm.
something that I would ask random people. Hey, do you know how much you make per hour? Or how much did you bring in this week? Or what was your retail last month? Or what was your rebooks? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. How many tips did you make? I don't know.
Right.
If we're being a business behind that chair, it doesn't matter if you rent a space or if you are getting paid in that space. You own that space. It's your business behind the chair, or anywhere. And
Mhm.
you have to know your numbers. You should know your tips every single day. You should know your rate per hour every single day. And if you don't, we highly encourage you to look at that, because you don't go. Studies have shown you don't really go too much further until you know exactly where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I do that with my team. So, they have performance metrics that they have to hit, and I keep track of all of that. Not even just to be like, well, you didn't do this month. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's kind of like, okay, this is where we're at. What do we need to do to get you to these sales, or what training needs to be done? I mean, just by looking at that, because when you think of it, if you know what training needs to be done, then the clients get a better experience out of it, because then the professional is educating them, they're educated, and then they also can actually sell the product. So if you know that a particular person isn't selling or something's struggling, that is hurting you and your business. So I think it's super important to write down all of your sales, and understanding that. I think another thing too, like touching on products, is like product training, and making sure that they know how to sell the product, not just like, oh, you need to get this amount of money. If they're not being taught any of that, that's a problem. And I got really lucky with my skincare line, because they have a whole training library. So it takes out some of that for me, that they can train the products. I don't even have to train the products. I can focus on things that are more important to my business. So
You mentioned too about asking the right questions to the customers too, and the clients, because if we're just asking, what do you want done today, and work on selling those numbers, it doesn't work. If you learn on what do they want, why do they want it, what are they using now, and how can you solve a need, and like you said, your product, they have the need because you've asked the right questions, and then you can go in and recommend the products that they need to take home.
yeah, absolutely. We have a 5-minute consultation that my girls read off. A script, and it asks every question to get them to answer them how you want them to answer it, to give you the best information. So that's something else, as another class that I thought about providing too, because I think that would help a lot. But using their knowledge of a client, or communication skills with that, I think will help to maintain professional credibility. Because once you put those questions or notes in their file, you can go back in and be like, oh, that's what she likes or she doesn't like. So I think
Yes,
that's
reviewing those is huge.
Yeah. And I think that all touches on the guest experience too, which I think has there's things fallen between the cracks with that from the pandemic, and things we can do and we can't do. So I think that's another class I have, is the six senses to a salon and spa guest experience, because ultimately the guest experience is a huge part of your marketing, whether that's online guest experience where it first starts, your location, or inside of your business. All three of those things are major when it comes to marketing. So I think that's another thing, is understanding how to take care of your guests and give them an experience that somebody down the street or wherever isn't going to give them. And really the last thing out of the marketing mix that I want to touch on is like sales promotions, which most of us are very familiar with that in the industry. And I think that we've gotten like a lot better with how we're promoting. We're not just like giving freebies away or like crazy discounts or anything, but other things like a referral program, a rewards program, product sales, promoting seasonal services and packages, Those are all things too that, I mean, we've really implemented in my business as far as bundles or bundling products, or trying, like, if this product's not selling, we can't get enough people to try this, hey, let's bundle it with this. It almost forces them to try it, and then they'll want to continue to use it. So I think that also, like, just doing little promotions within, you know, your business also is going to obviously be a huge part of marketing, but I think it doesn't necessarily have to just be a social media post. It can be like in person, or like I said, and through your programs that you have within your business. So I would say those are the main topics, I would say, that are going to be, other than social media, that people can really use to promote their businesses more. And I do have, so the one class I wanted to really promote today was why we're talking about marketing, is the class that I think I just uploaded it today, but it's a Beauty Biz Marketing 101. And in that class, we will talk about the principles of marketing, creating customer value, communication methods, marketing promotion, so like different promotional ideas, creating a marketing plan and what it takes to do that, cost-effective marketing, technology marketing, and then marketing oversight of like who's actually looking at online marketing, and who's controlling all of that and watching it for us. So yeah.
What I'll do for you, those that are watching, I will post that in the link. I'll post the link since you just put it on. I don't think I submitted
this
it
morning. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do that after here. I'll make sure that I put it up. I published it. Okay. And I have to agree with you on, there's so many different types of marketing. The one that I just was talking about the other night was, I was at at a fair near us, and I was promoting a different website that I also do, because I do two of them. And when I had the salon for 20 years, I believe it was about 14 or 15 years of those, or 12, something like that, that I did a booth at the fair. And so our fair, you know, it's just rides and games and people and food and everything like that. But those are your community. Like you said, getting into the community, find those events, find any of those events that are going on, business events, depending on who you want to attract. We wanted to attract families. That was our business. I'm not necessarily going to sit up there if I want to attract just business, you know, a certain thing. But what we did is we ended up doing like little glitter. I can't talk today. I don't know what my problem is. I think I talked so much this morning. We did glitter tattoos on kids, and we would do them for free. We would say, come on over. Can your child have a glitter tattoo? And when they would be there, then we get to talk to the parents about our hair. So it was a win-win, because normally they just walk past, hey, do you want to try for a free basket or something? No one wants to be bothered. They want to go to the next thing or next thing. So something to draw them in, and then the conversation that would start with them. So, oh, you know, do you have a salon that you go to, or, you know, blah, 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 blah. We had more customers from doing a client relation, you know, making that bond in the public than any other social media or anything that we've ever done. So I highly agree with you. There are so many other ways to market your business. Yes, photos on social media are wonderful because then people can see your work. But how are you going to go and shake their hand? How are you going to talk to them? How are you going to, people need that connection, you know?
Yeah, I think at the beginning I wanted to touch on this too, and I forgot, but just knowing your target audience and market of like who you want to target to, like you already knew it was families, and like that was where your demographic was, or what you wanted. And so I think like finding those events that work for that, like, you know, going to your chamber of commerce and talking with them. You can research that all online. You don't even have to sign up for your chamber of commerce if you don't want to. A lot of that can be put up there, and then you can pay a small fee to participate in an event or whatever. Where I live now, it's a little harder because I'm newer to this city. It's a bigger city, so I'm just trying to get to know people and network. But in my hometown, it was like, oh, there's a big event for Halloween. We're going to do Halloween makeup, and that's what we're going to do. So we did something very similar to that, and it really worked. And giving them something there that gets them into your spa, whether if the event's not at your spa, give them something to get them in there that's of value that they want. So
did you give like flyers with your information and stuff like that whenever you did the Halloween things?
Yeah, I think for that one we might have done like a coupon book with like 4 coupons in it. That way, like depending on who grabs it, they're not going to use all of them. One is going to use one that works for them and their needs or wants. So
that's a great thing. I remember when we did the coupon different ones, we had them laid out, and we say, you know, grab as many as that you would like for your interest. So I'm really glad that you said that too, because a book, they can go through it and see which ones. If you're you're just
Yeah.
saying, here's a free haircut for a new customer, or what if they never get their haircut? What if they do it at home, but they only want you
Right.
for color or something else, So I love the fact that you detail it as well.
Yeah, and like you said, with meeting them face to face, I think it's really hard to express yourself on social media for a lot of people, in a way that they are like, oh, I love her personality, and I want to book with her, or she knows her stuff. But at the same time, like, there's 5 other girls in your city or right there within a mile of you that are like posting the exact same thing. So I think if you can have the conversation face to face, that's really where that starts. I think that's the best form of marketing, is just talking to somebody.
Right. I also I was taking notes every time I'm on these topics. I take so many notes. I love the fact that you mentioned, on social media, I know the reels, being someone funny, doing something that's
Yeah.
just not, this is me doing hair or makeup or skincare or whatever. This is me at home with my kids that are, I don't know if you saw the one that I did, that I had, my daughter had my hair all red and different spikes, because it is showing your personality too. And I think as beauty professionals, people want to buy and get service from people that they like, enjoy, and connect
Yeah.
with. So you had
Yeah.
so many valuable tips today. So thank you so much.
Of
When is
course.
your class? I didn't get to see it yet, so I will publish it here soon. When is it?
The only two I have right now are pre-recorded.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
yeah, I hope to have dates for those 2 classes for live, because I know that there are people that want to do live and ask those questions in the moment. So I do hope to get those live eventually.
Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen for a moment and show you the back end of this for the last couple of minutes, and then I'll show you how you can find all of her information.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't been to the site yet, because we just opened it today, if you're joining us today, if you go up to trainers, so you're going to type in salontraining.com, you can find any trainer on here. So you would be typing in skincare, makeup, aesthetics, anything like that. You're going to search for that, and then you would find yours. And I just wanted to actually view something here, so I wanted to show something else. Okay. Do you know what you tagged yourself in?
I think it might have been like marketing and business.
Oh, okay. So maybe I was looking under.
Oh, it might be under aesthetics. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
just kidding. I guess not.
Okay. So I will look for it here.
Because I know the one today had aesthetics marked, but it wasn't approved yet.
Yeah, you know what? I need to wait. I wanted to show that class too. All right. Well, regardless, let me go back to here. So whenever you come to salontraining.com, I'll do it here in just a moment. I'm going to publish yours too. You can go up to classes and you can find, there is 3: virtual, in person, and library. The library will start to become the ones that are pre-recorded, and then you can purchase them, and then they will go right to everybody's links. That will be about 4 to 8 weeks, and that should be ready. But right now, if you look under virtual classes, they will be mixed in with those. So we will have a virtual live and a library that you can go to. So Ronni, yours is not published, but it will be right here. So if you look at that. Oh, is this one yours?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then we did publish it. Nice.
Cool.
Jada might have did that. Thanks, Jada. Okay, so you can read about this, and you can go right to her website, and you can look at her Instagram and check out all of that. So I'm excited to hear more about that class too.
Yeah.
Your other one was amazing.
Yeah.
If you're interested in being a trainer on salontraining.com or have classes, all you have to do is go to salontraining.com, sign up. You're going to log in, create an account. You're going to go to add a listing, and then you can add a trainer, add a class. We are having right now for 2 months, add a job listing completely free for all of those businesses that are hiring. So we talked all day this morning about everybody needs to hire right now, right?
Yeah.
So are you in the same boat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you can go in and just add a job. All you have to do is open that up and just fill this out. And they are going to be free. So you're going to see free here until November 21st. All right. I'm going to stop my share. I want to thank you so much, Ronni, for coming on today. I look forward to seeing you possibly in April. And are you going to be at Ohio? I know I've asked that to so many people, so I apologize. Are you going to be at Premiere?
I didn't plan on it, but I know we had talked about me potentially popping in maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm open to it. So
okay. So we might, if you're at Premiere, Ronni might be at our booth. We have a vendor booth. We'll talk more about that and make sure that we can get that set up. So All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk later. Bye.